Hello, welcome to part 74 of our Bedrock Survival Minecraft series. I'll be right back, just gonna close the window. Interesting quote. Just looking at an interesting quote. Okay. Meow. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I have an email to send soon that I'm dreading. If you care to know, I'm dreading it. It's not going to be fun. Because dealing with stupid people isn't fun. Remarkably. Shockingly. Dealing with stupid, incorrigible, new word, or more than likely for my viewers, people is not fun. Incorrigible, unwilling to change, improve, compromise, accept that you're wrong, incorrigible. It's not a quality, it's a very bad characteristic. 1 second. Had to turn my air on. Oh wow, doesn't that look pretty with the sun going down there? I suppose I hadn't seen that, the full extent of that effect yet, because I hadn't properly trimmed this and admired from this angle. This is nice. This is chill AF. At some point, I'd like to enclose this area so that villagers can't escape from it. Let's see what I could do in that regard. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I think it wouldn't be the worst thing, but it wouldn't be that nice. And then, I will get rid of that for now. I want to try this. Well, first, let's see if it's foolproof. I think it should be. Oh, right. Actually, I don't think a villager could go from there. Okay, cool. So then I'll just take this. Oh, cool, that's not so bad. That really doesn't look that bad, honestly. With oak fence, it would be really clunky looking. I think this is fine, actually. No one can escape. Or at least no adults can escape. I'm not going to worry about the kids because they're stupid. Probably not be doing this at night. welcome to part 74 of our vanilla bedrock survival Minecraft. I just now decided that I want to properly secure this area here so that villagers can go here if they so desire. And this doesn't look bad in my opinion. It's still pretty minimal. It's not bad, you know. Could be worse, you know what I mean? So, if I were really high up, like in my TikTok stream build in the mountain, I would build this up one more block. But we don't really need to worry about that here. I'm not gonna be going up and down these stairs really fast and then falling off the mountain. Falling off the mountain. Yeah, we don't need to talk about that. So the cool thing here is that in theory, if I just did that, yeah, that's cool. I like that a lot. That feels very intentional as well, actually. Except we'd have to do something about this, of course. Awkward. This is nice. I like that there. Yeah, that's physically impossible for villagers to get on the other side of. Adult villagers, that is. Alright, I didn't really want to do this. That was strange, did you see that? Weird rendering glitch there. I think that's ugly. I don't like that there at all. Don't really have much of a choice though. Because those will not... those will create a paragraph. They'll create a paragraph. These create a paradox here. Can't place anything there. Or if you could, it's one or the other. One direction or the other, I mean. See what I mean? So there's not much you can do with that. I have a few options. I don't, actually, no. That, I need to do that. I have no other option. I will have to. Do it like that. I don't like that. I have no choice. Maybe I can just... Yep, that made a difference for sure. That definitely feels a lot more intentional. Yay! So now my villagers can't leave this area. That's nice. Yay! Just put some stairs down here. Just gonna test this. Yeah, no, they're fine. Lit. Whoops. May not be able to get away with this. Oh cool, I totally can. Yeah, they can't go here. Villagers can't jump, thank God, so yeah. They're fine, they can't do anything with that. Nice. Yeah, it makes sense, because when you're here, it's a block and a half of height, so it makes sense that you can't do anything with it. Okay. It's deceiving, though, isn't it? This is very cool. I like this very much. I took away a little bit of space here with this, but it's alright. What I'm not going to do is add extra wood on top of this just to eliminate the need for the stairs down. I don't want to do that. This was this was what I calculated made sense here for this roof, so I'm not going to push it beyond that anyway. It's a very nice space. Yay! And now my villagers can go here if they so desire. So what I will do for myself is take that gate, put it here for utility purposes. Great. Now I can still access the top of the house if I need to. Good stuff. This is very nice though. I like this a lot. We have a torch, a lantern right there. I don't know if I need it there, if I could just put it there. Let's put it... I don't think I need it there. Let's put it here. I think it's nice there. I want to hang this. I want to hang this on a chain. Might be a little redundant because of the vines, but I want to put this on a chain. Yeah, I like that better. I like that a lot better. Maybe I could put a couple lights out here on chains. This is very nice. I like it. Very cozy. If I was a psychopath, I could extend it out to there, but I have no interest in doing that. I wouldn't lose much in doing that because half of the work is already there. No, I would look weird. No, I don't want to do that. It's fine the way it is. It's a nice little rooftop terrace. I definitely want another torch, rather another one on a chain right here. That'll look nice. Good developments. What did I just do? Oh, I'm not sure what I just did. Low key, I'm not sure what I just did. I do think that more than one chain would be too much up there, because there isn't that much space to use. And just one more chain, I feel, is going to make it look a little too dangly, a little too flaccid. See how that one block already takes up so much space? I love how that vine grew as I was looking at it. Anyway. Maybe this one, that doesn't look right. Maybe I could dangle this down a little bit more. Actually, it's the angle. Makes it look squashed. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. If I don't like it, I can always reduce it. This is so nice up here. Vines were definitely needed. I like this enclosure a lot. What a treat. Oh, I thought it was a zombie. I was about to start shooting. Isn't that so cute? This area's a little... Ideally, I'd like another terrace over here, too. I suppose if I was a crazy person, I would do the same thing I did over there with the 1, 2, 3. Just staircase up right there for rooftop access. If I was a crazy person. It's also something I could do right here, which would make it more dynamic from this angle. Make it look a little better. I'll think about it. I can taste it, actually. Now I know that that's what I'm gonna do. And this never grew. I don't understand it. It definitely has enough space to grow. That's just weird that it won't. Honestly. So this bridge, the width, just do the same thing. Either right here or right here. This would make sense because this wall is very solid. This would also make sense because we just have the material right there. It would be interesting to do it here. I think it makes more sense to do it where it's private. I think that makes more sense. Even though it's a nice opportunity here. Oh. You know why it doesn't really work here? Because of the window, obviously. I don't really want that. So let's see if it makes sense here. This might not make sense at all if it starts looking awkward with the roof and the gutter. It might start looking awkward. Oh my goodness, you have got to be kidding me. Wow. Yeah, of course he goes out of view because the game is trying to get him to drop down on me. That is so not cool. One sec. I love this room. It's such a nice room. Wow, this is such a nice room. I never fully appreciated how nuanced this room is. It's like a junction between the two wings, so it would have to be. Because it's a transition point, so it's going to have different heights and different needs and blah blah blah. Excuse me. This is a solo player world. I'm sorry about that. All my settings are configured to private right now. But I think I'm gonna let people join if this series does well. Then I'll open it and I'll let people explore. But for now, it's just me. Hope you don't mind. 1 second. What's my village doing? I like to check every now and then, be sure it's all good. Yeah, they're just chilling in their little overhangs. I took out the walls because they're too stupid to go through a door. It's just amazing how stupid they are. Y'all need to get inside. What is wrong with you, honestly? My sugarcane has grown, which is nice. I'm not going to bother with that at this moment. It is raining. It seems a little risky. I really like this sugar cane on the other side of this. It's very pretty. These haven't grown, which is stupid. I'm gonna take these down because I really should not have these here. It's dangerous. What if there's a creeper in the hallway for no reason? I wouldn't be able to see it in time. And these haven't grown, which is so stupid. I don't know why. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna plant some right here. I don't see why not. And I'll be able to make some books soon, which is cool. A little paranoid because of that creeper. There should be no way for him to come in, but you never know. So what's the book recipe again? It's gonna be, I know it's gonna have leather. Buck. Oh, I could make book and quill. Ink sac. I see. And feather. Alright, well that's annoying. I'm sorry. Oh, I see. Okay. I didn't realize you can make bookshelves without books. I thought the mangrove was a specific kind of wood. I don't think you need a specific kind of wood. Okay. So I can make 2 books right now. How about a librarian block? How do you make that? He's called a librarian, right? Arrow of leaping. So strange. I'm gonna back up the game real quick and then get some more leather. I don't kill cows with swords. I drown them because I don't have the heart to kill them with the sword. And the water is technically a passive kill. It won't register it as a hostile kill, like an offensive kill. But if you attack someone with a weapon, then yeah, that's gonna be a real kill in the game, I mean. I think I'm good on the air. The air conditioner, I mean. Hold on. Okay. See that? The way the water looked in that visual context reminded me of when I used to use shaders, because the water looks dark there in that context. And realistic water is darker, and it took me back to my other world on Java. Alright. I'm gonna... The cool thing about this system is all I have to do is sort of open this and get some of them in. And yeah. I'm sorry, buddy. I love you. He will drown. I love you. Sorry. Damn. Here's the two leather right there. See, it's a very efficient system. And I don't have to kill them. It's totally passive. Alright, who's next? I'm so sorry. I love you. Who's next? And it's not hard to get them in there. Generally? Ugh. Come on. It's generally not hard to get them in there. Oh, hi. Do you want to go? By all means. By all means, friend. Yeah, okay. Should really be one at a time, but whatever. This is, let me tell you, this is a lot kinder than what most people do on Minecraft. Most people will just kill them in a really disgusting way. At least this is like dignified. It's like I'm just returning them to nature in a gentle way. Return to the earth. Sorry, it's just the way, it's the glitch with the water block in there. It's a little too high. I'm only getting meat from this, which I don't like. Alright, I'll do one more. Rise, cow, rise. I'm so glad that the game isn't intelligent enough to note to basically register that as a kill. Like, it can't discern between that and or maybe I should say that it does discern, but it doesn't recognize that as a kill, is what I'm saying. Okay, so I can make some books now. I don't think I have any use for the meat. Certainly not going to eat it. Okay, let's make some books, shall we? Oh, I want to breed them. Growth will be very uneven, but it's alright. I have a bunch of, almost said wood. I have a bunch of bread from the previous harvest, so should be fine. Eventually I'll build this, what needs to go here. Right now it's just sort of a road with trees on either side. The road with trees on either side will always remind me of that very symbolic and intensely visual end of the Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events movie that characterized my childhood. And then I read the entire series when I was a kid. After I watched that movie, I read the books. And let me tell you, the ending of the books was no less vague and heart-wrenching than the ending of the movie. Nothing bad happened. They technically got a sort of lukewarm happy ending, but it was just very open-ended and poignant. It wasn't a true happy ending, and that's what made it beautiful and so memorable. They just drove off into the distance, and there was the promise of hope and something greater as they drove off into the light, but it was not without darkness, which is why it was sort of hazy and misty, because it was mysterious, it was unknown, it was obscure. And in the book, I won't spoil it for audiences viewing this who haven't read the books, but in the book it was also quite vague. In that sense, it was very sad, but in a good way. The most memorable things are sad. That is a fact. Even happy things, things that are overwhelmingly happy, have an element of sadness to them. Happy endings have an element of sadness to them. Why? Because that's the nature of finality. That's the nature of the passage of time. It's the nature of something ending. Nothing good will ever be without sadness. That is a fact. I don't want this here. Okay. So let's make some books. Yay! Books are very important because it's highlighted. Ooh. I like the subtle cues of Minecraft story mode though, because it's a sandbox, and much like Skyrim and other sandboxes, you can progress the story at your own pace and you find little traces of it here and there. I think that's special. Now, how do I make a library block? I don't remember that. Is it as simple as just putting planks? I don't think so. All blocks should just be a 2x2, no? Maybe it's, it should just be a 2x2. Oh no, I'm sorry. A 2x6, a 2x3. Okay, I have no idea what's going on. I'm officially confused. Ooh. Someone came into my live stream recently asking me how old I was because I'd mentioned it was my birthday. I just turned 29, and they were really put off. They were really put off by it. I meant to say, they were like, "Oh, well, happy birthday." I guess I could tell that it was, a kid. But the thing is, in a not weird way, the thing about life is that there isn't that much of a difference between between 10 and 30. Let's just round 29 to 30. I don't want to round my last year of my 20s to 30. Let's not do that. But just for the purposes of this example, there's not that much of a difference. 10 times 3. Okay? So you're a kid when you're 10. Add on another 10 and you're an adult. Add on a 10, another 10, and you're halfway to 60. Do you understand how crazy that is? In theory, people are young, as in young, for a very, very short amount of time. Because you're 10, and then like that, you're 20. And then like that, you're halfway to 60. 60. 60. Senior citizen. How am I halfway to senior citizen? Do you understand how crazy that is? I'm 29, let's round to 30. I have the body of a 16-year-old and the face of a 16-year-old. How am I halfway to 30? It's crazy. It's crazy. And when I say body of a 16-year-old, I mean my clothes from when I was 13 still fit, because I'm very thin. And I don't have many wrinkles on my skin because I stayed out of the sun all these years. That's another story. What changed mostly is my mind. My body stayed the same. I think it's also important to note that I was very physically mature. I was a very physically mature 15, 16-year-old. When I was 15, 16, I did look out like I was halfway into my 20s. So that's important to note, of course. But that's just crazy to think about, no? You're 10, and then you're 20, and then you're halfway to 60. That kid who was like, oh, okay, well, you're weird for playing Minecraft at 29. That kid does not know how fast that time is going to pass. You never do. How could you? Knowing how quickly time will pass when you're in the moment would be just as absurd as knowing how big the world is when you are limited to thinking that it is small. Both things are equally impossible. I mean, the two things are equally impossible. Absurd. Of course you wouldn't know how quickly the time would pass. And of course you wouldn't know how large the world is when you think it's small. That's redundant. The point is to not know how quickly time will pass. The point is to not know how large the world is. And only in hindsight, can you see these things. That's perspective. It's the nature of the terrain. Just how it is. Let me look up quickly. You need a bookcase. I see. I have $3, so... And don't get me started on how terrifying it is to count life in months and days. Don't do it. It's a lot lower than you think. Okay. Okay. Put this here for now. Oh, I can use this. Why did I think that I couldn't? Weird. What? Oh, paper. My bad. I was like, what am I missing here? Okay. Always store a sample of your crops inside so that if something happens outside, you could always regrow. Especially if they're exotic crops. Exotic meaning not near your area. Hold on. What? Is bro choking? Oh, I see. Thank you for letting me know. Love that. I gotta create this next bookshelf here. Okay. Do I need... Let me look up the lectern recipe really quick. Hold on. Oh, cool. I can already make it. Nice. That was farther away. That was closer than it seemed. This is sort of an odd take one of these. Okay. Let me chop this tree down real quick. So glad I decided to plant the trees just in my house. Believe me, it's underrated. Underrated, for sure. These grow readily. I get a good amount of wood from this. And it looks nice. And it's safe. And I don't have to leave my house. Why leave when you can just have it at your doorstep? Growing wood inside of my wood house. Why not? And these will drop apples too. It's kind of goated, honestly. I wouldn't play Minecraft if you couldn't live completely off of renewable resources like trees, because bruh, I'm not gonna spend hours mining. I'm an architect, bruh, I don't have that kind of time. I got ideas to express. Oh wow, something else just grew. Nice. What I'm saying, though. Actually, the lectern would be very nice here. But this spot is taken for now. There are many nice spots that the lectern could be put. I could put it here if I wanted to. I could put it somewhere here, you know. I could put it here. I could put it in this room. I could certainly put it in this room. But the idea is for it to be near villagers. So I kind of want to keep that in for now, before there's a lot of them. Until there's a lot of them, I should say. In as in closer to the heart of the house, closer in. Warmer, rather than colder. This lectern should definitely be in the middle. Oh, I could literally put it here or here. There. Beautiful. Done. Someone claim it. Someone claim it so I can enchant my stuff. I don't know if that's how that works. I think you can basically get a mender out of it eventually, someone said. I love this here. It's perfect here. It literally looked like because the way I designed this with different sections and focal points, man. It's funny how I didn't notice how perfect it was there until like 5 minutes after I put it in. Yeah, that's how it be sometimes. See if anything has grown downstairs. Bro, like surveying the village square, as he should. I should put job blocks out here too, because it's a vibe out here. What job blocks shall I put out here? Something on brand. Alright. And no trees grew down here, even though the conditions should have been met. I don't understand. Maybe this one not growing, but the others? I don't get it. Oh. No, this is 5 blocks including the sapling. So 1, 2, 3, 4. When I lowered them down into the ground, I solved that issue. They should be growing. This is such a nice area. It's such a nice use of space, honestly. It's compact, but it's still very nice. Bro, it's stuck. I don't know why they get stuck like that. I really like the sugar cane there. It looks very intentional there. Very, very nice. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that, honestly. Very, very nice. Simple, but very intelligent. I put it there because I couldn't find space inside the house at this time, in the basement, I mean, but it worked out that I couldn't. Knowledge is power. Alright, on that note, now that I've nearly completed one of the most gorgeous survival builds ever, as far as original builds are concerned, not creatives and not Notre Dame inspired builds, I'm gonna go to bed. But very fun. I made good progress. There were a bunch of things I had to address recently. That was trees inside the house, tree farm inside the house, I mean. Tying up some loose ends, like with the rooftop terrace. And finding a humane, quote unquote, humane way to get leather. And I've tacked off on those things, so that's cool. More tomorrow. Night.